Cristiano Ronaldo is in the news, obviously, because of his €100 million move to Italian giants Juventus. Many didn't see this coming. I did not see this coming. I've been joined by George Ado Jr. George, thank you for joining us.
Komlas, great to have you on site.
Did you see this coming?
Well, I think it's probably did a bit, because he had been hinting that he wanted. He had not said he wanted to leave, Real Madrid, but there were a number of incidents that probably would have pointed to the fact that he wanted to go.
Right.
I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo was very excited when Gareth Bale came in, and he knew that that was an attempt, to definitely take him off as the poster boy. Okay. And then, Rafa Benitez was around, and Rafa Benitez, when he was a coach, actually made the comment and said, I want Gareth Bale to be the center around which I do this. So there's been a slight narrative of how do we get Ronaldo out of Real Madrid and begin to look for a new star because he's aging. I'm sure that really came down to him. I'm told after the Champions League game, or after the Champions League when he had to move away, after they won, after the celebration, he took his things and moved out of it. So it was clear somehow.
But did we know he was going to Turin specifically?
Not at
because
all.
We know that some of these players, there's USA, there's China.
Yes,
why would Ronaldo want to go to Juventus, which is very competitive? I mean, the Italian Serie A.
Very competitive. He made the point, when he was being unveiled yesterday. So the pictures on the screen now, and he says players my age go to Qatar and China, but he was lucky to go to Juventus because Juventus made a decision to take him. Truly, there was a chance to go to Manchester United, but Manchester United decided that the project they have cannot absorb Cristiano Ronaldo. That's one of it. I mean, they were actually waiting. Cristiano Ronaldo's team were waiting for any club to pounce on with the money involved.
Right.
If you had the money, you could come and do this. Then Juventus decided that, all right, let's go for Cristiano Ronaldo, who's largely stopped us from winning the UEFA Champions League, and let's get him in. So there's a big question there. I'm sure we'll go into that.
Yeah.
€100 million for a 33-year-old and a 4-year contract. That is really, really dangerous for any club to go into. But how dangerous is it really when you have Cristiano Ronaldo in the picture?
Well, how are the other teammates taking this? We know Paulo Dybala, great player by all standards, Juan Cuadrado, for example. Yes. How are they going to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo in that setup?
I think they've started getting into now. When you have Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, you need to start making way. And the first thing Cuadrado did was to hand over his number 7 jersey because, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to pick that. The big thing for them here is how do they get the best out of the 33-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo? He still is able to score goals, that's sure. He can get onto the pitch and score the goals, find the areas where he can do this. But you don't expect Cristiano Ronaldo to be doing the running as much as he was doing when he was 29 or 28.
Absolutely.
And as he's been growing, we've seen that he's fine-tuned his game and he's picking his moments and winning. Look at the World Cup, Portugal. He got 4 goals for Portugal, truly, not when he had played so much. So the question is, how did Juventus get it all here? I think that they have a good set. Okay. They have a plan. What I'm worried about is after spending €100 million on Cristiano Ronaldo, you will be looking at how do you at least level it up, a bit of break-even stuff in terms of selling some of the players. So who are they likely to sell? We know a player like Higuain is likely to go out of it. And of course, he's looking around and Chelsea is standing by and they want to pick him up.
Your team is standing by for Gonzalo Higuain?
So it's going to be interesting how all of these goes. Well, Dybala going to be sold. What are they going to do with that? Because they've got some great midfielders in Bentancur, in Blaise Matuidi, and all of these things are working out for them. So I'm sure Allegri, the coach of Juventus, can shape up a team to get the best out of Cristiano Ronaldo because that's what they have to do. And it makes a lot of sense if you think about, Juventus making it to the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League in the last 4 seasons, of course, making it to the final, and failing to win. In 2015, they lost to Barcelona, and then in 2017, they lost to Real Madrid by 4 goals to 1, with Cristiano Ronaldo scoring the goals. So now they have the man who was clearly missing, conspicuously missing in their search to want to win the UEFA Champions League, and they should try and work this out.
All right, George. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, great player by all standards, but unfortunately, he didn't turn up at the World Cup. The so-called GOAT analysis, the 2 GOATs didn't, win anything at the World Cup.
It even takes us to that analysis, and I know you're a Barcelona fan, so it takes us to the point where Cristiano Ronaldo has moved in, played in Portugal. I'm not saying Messi didn't play in Argentina; he played at point, but. Of course, you've got Portugal for Cristiano Ronaldo, then he goes to England, and then he goes to Spain, and now he's in Italy. There's a feeling now that, look, Cristiano Ronaldo seems to have succeeded everywhere he went, and that will probably become the marker when we try to decide in later years
who the GOAT
is. What's your take on that, though? Is it fair to say Cristiano Ronaldo, his surgeon has sent him all around the world, and it feels just like, look, what? He's been able to do what Messi was able to do, stay in one place for so long?
Well, I don't think that's a marker enough because, I mean, nobody has set that standard that you have to move to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clubs before you succeed as a player.
No, but you know what it is.
I mean, if there's no pressure for you to leave, why move?
Yeah, that's what the Messi fans say. The Messi fans say that we've got Messi. He's ready to go anywhere. Do you have the money to match sending Messi away? I don't know how much that is. But in this case, Ronaldo decided to leave Real Madrid. And he does that because there's a trajectory. We've got a bit of what Madrid fans or Madrid as a club do to their top players.
Right.
Raul, Casillas, they've all been moving. So he's just quick and realized, look, I have to move right now and go for my But I think that no matter what you say, Alex Ferguson stayed at Manchester United for how many years? Close to 27 years, but there's still one club. Jose Mourinho has been moving around
all over the place.
There's a feeling that once you're able to go around and get to win things around, Cristiano Ronaldo is likely to be the guy.
That brings me to the commentary that we did here on Joy FM. Absolutely breathtaking commentary. And George, you led that team. How did you pull this through 1 month of interesting, exciting football?
Yeah, because you know what? Radio commentary, we knew what we're up against. We're up against television commentary, and we're up against television. The point is that you're watching the games live. And what we did was that, look, for all the television commentaries that you had one commentator on. So the commentator was basically doing a monologue, and you need a really good commentator like Peter Jury to get you out there with his poetry and his literary devices. And
I
the way
saw
he goes
social media go
yes.
with some of his
Peter Jury. Peter Jury's been he's one of the serious guys in the game, and he's been doing this for the past 10 years. He's a crazy guy now. So what we did was, okay, we can have 2 commentators whilst the game is ongoing, and then because we've got 2 commentators, I concentrate on the game. Gary is bringing out the stats that the one commentator on television has not got time to go into anyway. Where the player lived, where he came from, where he did that. We're able to do that. So we're giving you play-by-play commentary and color commentary. The color commentary is a television commentary where he's not necessarily telling you what you see, but he's just telling you, giving you facts.
The interesting points about that, though, during the final, I heard Gary mention that N'Golo Kante was an accountant.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That's the point. So that's what we're bringing to you, and the mixture was good. And to add to all of that, if you sent us a WhatsApp message, you hear your WhatsApp message being read. And I know how we feel in Ghana. We all feel good when our WhatsApp messages are being read. So the combination was just good. We're giving you 2 commentators. We're giving you the color. We're giving you the play-by-play. We're giving you all. And what was even interesting for me, for people telling us about the coverage, the feedback we got, when we're talking about the intros we put in and how the whole show would start, and we'll touch base with journalists in the 2 countries that are about to play and all of that. I think it was fantastic. And we got some great producers, music bits, and everything that made this chili. We loved every bit of it.
Great job.
As much as you were loving it.
Great job, George.
And we
Thank
gave
you
you a
very
winner
much.
in France.
We're looking forward to the next tournament already.
Yes.
And you know where to stay
tell me
tuned
where.
in, Joy 99.7 and Joy News. I mean, here at the Multimedia Group, we do it like no other. That's how we end today's edition of Joy News Desk. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com.